Everybody loves the idea of becoming successful, a better body, more money, more freedom, a completely different life. And if you ask most people about their future, they can describe it perfectly. They'll tell you about the business they want to build, the career they want to have, the person they want to become, the places they want to travel, the life they know they're capable of living. But then something strange happens. Weeks pass. Months pass, sometimes years pass, and despite all the dreaming, talking, planning, and imagining, nothing actually changes. Psychology says this behavior is far more common than people think, and surprisingly, it usually has very little to do with intelligence or potential. In fact, many people who dream big are highly capable. The real problem is that the human mind is incredibly good at creating emotional comfort without creating real progress. One of the biggest reasons this happens is because the brain often confuses imagination with achievement. When someone constantly visualizes success, the brain responds emotionally as if progress is already happening. Thinking about becoming successful feels exciting. Talking about goals feels productive. Watching motivational content creates temporary energy. Even making detailed plans can give the brain a small sense of reward. Psychologists call this mental substitution. The mind begins treating preparation as movement. That's why some people spend years researching, planning, organizing, and imagining, but never actually start. Because emotionally, they already feel connected to the future version of themselves. The dangerous part is this: the brain gets satisfaction from the idea of success without demanding the discomfort required to earn it. And eventually, dreaming becomes a replacement for doing. Another major reason people stay stuck is hidden fear. Most people say they're afraid of failure, but the deeper fear is what failure means about them. Because as long as a dream stays inside your mind, it remains perfect, untouched, unlimited, safe. But the moment you try, reality becomes involved. Now there's a chance you might not be as talented as you hoped. Now there's a chance people could judge you. Now there's a chance you fail publicly. Now there's proof. So the brain creates avoidance behaviors disguised as productivity. Instead of taking action, people endlessly prepare. They tell themselves things like, "I'm still learning," "I'll start next month," "I just need the right opportunity," "I'm waiting for the perfect moment." But often, perfection is simply fear wearing a smarter disguise. Because the truth is, action destroys fantasy. Reality is always messier than imagination. Psychology also shows that many people are addicted to certainty before action. They believe successful people started because they felt confident, but confidence usually comes after repeated action, not before it. Most people wait to feel ready, but readiness is not a feeling that magically appears one morning. Readiness is built through movement. Your brain naturally wants certainty because uncertainty feels dangerous. That's why starting something new creates anxiety. Your brain sees unfamiliar situations as potential threats. So instead of moving forward, people remain trapped in analysis. They overthink every detail, every outcome, every possible mistake, every future scenario. And ironically, this constant thinking creates mental exhaustion without producing results. Overthinking drains the same mental energy required for execution. That's why someone can spend an entire day thinking about improving their life and still end the day feeling tired despite accomplishing nothing. The mind was active, but the body never moved. This creates a frustrating cycle. The more people think, the more overwhelmed they become, and the harder action feels. Eventually, even simple steps begin to feel emotionally heavy. Psychologists also talk about something called identity attachment. This is one of the most powerful forces controlling human behavior. People don't just act based on goals, they act based on who they believe they are. If someone secretly identifies as lazy, undisciplined, unlucky, inconsistent, or incapable, their brain will unconsciously resist behaviors that conflict with that identity. Because changing your life requires changing your self-image first. That's why some people sabotage themselves the moment progress begins. Success starts feeling unfamiliar, and unfamiliarity creates discomfort. The brain would rather protect a familiar identity than risk becoming someone new, even if the old identity creates suffering. This is why people repeat destructive patterns, not because they enjoy pain, but because familiar pain feels psychologically safer than unfamiliar growth. And then there's another uncomfortable truth. Some people are more attached to potential than effort. Potential feels powerful. Potential allows someone to believe they could become extraordinary one day. And as long as nothing is tested, that possibility stays alive. But real progress is repetitive. It's waking up early when you don't feel like it, practicing when nobody notices, working without immediate results, doing boring things consistently, failing repeatedly while still continuing. And honestly, that version of success is far less exciting than the fantasy people imagine in their minds. Everybody wants the outcome. Few people genuinely want the process. That's why discipline is rare. Discipline means acting even when motivation disappears, even when results are invisible, even when your brain is fighting you. Because motivation is emotional, discipline is behavioral. And psychology shows that human beings are naturally wired to seek immediate comfort over long-term rewards. Scrolling feels easier than creating. Planning feels easier than risking failure. Talking feels easier than practicing. Dreaming feels easier than changing. Your brain constantly pushes you toward what feels safe in the present moment, which means building a different life often requires acting against your own psychological instincts. That's why transformation feels uncomfortable. Not because you're incapable, but because your current mind was designed to protect familiarity, conserve energy, and avoid uncertainty. Real growth demands the opposite. It demands discomfort, uncertainty, repetition, embarrassment, patience, and most importantly, it demands action before confidence arrives. The people who eventually change their lives are not always the smartest people in the room. They are usually the people who learn to move while feeling afraid. They learn to act before feeling ready, how to continue without immediate validation, how to stop romanticizing success and start tolerating the process behind it. Because at the end of the day, dreaming big is extremely common. Almost everyone imagines a different future. But the people who actually build that future are the ones willing to disappoint the version of themselves that only wanted comfort. And in the end, success is rarely about who wanted it the most. It's about who kept moving after the excitement disappeared.